Hi, everyone, and welcome to our webinar recording today about utilizing the MEFA loan certification system. For those of you who are new to MEFA, we are the not-for-profit state authority created in 1982. Our mission is to help families plan, save, and pay for college. We do this through a variety of programs right here in Massachusetts. We are the state sponsor of some savings programs. We have a lot of guidance where we help students and families really understand the entire college planning and saving process. And on the financing side, we do have loan options, both undergraduate and graduate loans, as well as refinance loans available to student borrowers. And so if you're watching this recording, obviously you're here to learn a little bit about our online loan certification platform. And so my colleague Meg is on the line, and she's going to actually walk you through that process. But I just wanted to start with a quick overview of who we are at MEFA and some of the resources that we do have. So speaking a little bit more about those loan options, just some general information for you to know on the school side. If you've been working with us for a while, you know a little bit about this information. If you are new to MEFA, welcome. You may have seen our loans come through a little bit on your end. So we have expanded our footprint, and so we are seeing more students take advantage of this loan. And so, just some general information. We have both undergraduate and graduate loan options. We offer only fixed interest rates. The rates that we offer, we do not have variable interest rates, just fixed interest rates. And we do have multiple repayment options. This recording is June of 2020. And so our repayment options stay pretty standard year to year. But on the undergraduate side, we have 5 different repayment options. And on the graduate side, we have 2 different repayment options. And so, definitely good options for your borrowers as they are going through and researching any private loans that they might have to borrow. So, and a little bit about eligibility. Students must be enrolled at least half-time in an accredited degree-granting undergraduate program at an eligible not-for-profit U.S. college or university or graduate program. And so we do have that enrollment requirement as well as not-for-profit college or university. We do require that students maintain satisfactory academic progress as defined by the college or university. And so that is something that we do require students to maintain. And then all borrowers must be citizens or permanent residents of the U.S. And when we say all borrowers, it's both the student borrowers and then any co-borrowers that would be on the note as well. So the very general information, not here to talk too much about the loans, more about the certification platform. But MEFA.org/loans is the place to learn more. And so, again, this video really, if have you utilized MEFA in the past, you understand our online loan certification platform. But if you haven't, this is really a chance for you. We wanted to walk you through it and show you how easy it is to use, show you how to get there, and just show you kind of the basics of certifying a loan online. So I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Meg. Hi, Meg.
Hello. Thank you, Jonathan.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna make Meg the presenter here. Just bear with us as we do this. We are recording this as a webinar, although no one is here. It's just me and Meg. So I'm going to go ahead and make her the presenter, and we should be good to go. All right, Meg, I can now see your screen. Perfect.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Jonathan, and thank you, everyone, for taking a little time to learn about the MEFA web portal. We think that, as we go through the demo, you'll see that it's very intuitive and easy to use. So the first thing I wanted to show you is we're on our website, MEFA.org, and just, if you go to our homepage, you'll see a little link up here that says for college administrators. And there's a lot of resources for schools on this page. So we can scroll down a little bit. We talked about, methods for receiving loan disbursements, refunds. But what we really wanted to focus on today is the the certification platform. So this is how you would add a new user to the platform. So if you click on this link, there's a form to fill out. It's very, quick to fill out. Basically, you can see school name, school code, and then information about the person who will be getting the access. One thing to point out about access levels. So there are two different access levels. You can have a view only or certify. So as the name implies, view only, you can view and download the status of disbursement rosters and see all active MEFA loans, but you can't certify or make any changes to the data. Certify, of course, you can certify, go back in and make adjustments, etc. So those are the two levels. Then in terms of email notifications, you can be set up to receive an email when there's a loan ready to certify, which is very helpful. That way you don't have to be, if you don't have a lot of MEFA loans, you don't have to be checking the platform, to see if anything's out there. We will notify you. And then the same thing with disbursement rosters. You can get set up to get an email when there's a roster ready to download. Or you can decide that, if you're in the platform a lot or you don't want these notifications, you don't need to get them. And then you would just put in the authorizing officer here and click submit, and the form would come over to MEFA, and then shortly after that, the new user would receive an email with a username, which is their email address, and then a temporary password. And they can use that to log into the portal. So you would go right here and go to log in. So for the demo, we're actually in a test environment here. So I'm going to log into the test environment. So this is where you log into the portal. You'll see over on the sidebar here, there's an email and a phone number. If you have any questions, want to get in contact with MEFA. There's also the same link we just looked at. You could access it here. So we'll go ahead and log in. Sometimes we, want to point out this is a test environment, so it sometimes seems a little slower, but the production site is very quick and it is real time. So, as soon as the borrower signs a promissory note or a loan is ready to certify, it automatically goes right into the portal and you would see it there. So this is kind of the home page of the portal. As a school user, you would already be in your specific school. I'm just going to get to a school. So this is what you would see when you log in. You can search for a particular student, either by SSN or application ID, or down here we have the three options: certify loans, looking at the loan status report, or disbursement roster. So first we'll go to the certify loans. So when you click on certify loans, there's a couple different options. We know that most schools would only want to certify a loan that's ready to certify, meaning that all documents are complete on the borrower's end. So we assume that this is the default, choice to look at what certifications are pending. So you would do a search here. So in this test environment, there are 2 certifications pending for Boston College. So you see a little bit of, the name, the status, the loan period, requested amount, and the disbursement dates here. There are 2 ways to certify. If you wanted to certify multiple loans at once, and again, this is a test environment, but in production, during peak processing, this list could be much longer. If you wanted to certify multiple loans at once, you can click however many you want to certify, and then you would also have the option of pre-filling loan period, cost of attendance, and the disbursement dates, so that you didn't have to, go into each record individually to do it that way. And another option would be if you click on the student's name, this brings you into the loan detail, we call it, and you can and it kind of gives you more information here. You can open these little sections. You can see, who the co-borrowers are, if they've signed their promissory note, that's this information. And then, of course, all the cert information, and then the dates down here. Oh, and a little more information about the loan, the program undergraduate loan. So if we're going to certify in the detail section here, we can go ahead loan period, it defaults to what the borrower put on the application. You can always override that, override that if you needed to. Say this loan was actually for summer 2020, and we wanted to change this to be, say June 2020 to August 2020. I'm just copying the application ID so we can come back to this record. So we'll say the cost of attendance, and then we put in other financial aid. So now we can look at the disbursements. They default to our default disbursement dates, which are August 7th and January 8th. You can change these as needed. Also, say if you weren't certifying for the full amount they applied for, say you only wanted to certify for, say, $15,000, you can use this little button to split the certifying amount equally over the disbursements. So once everything is ready, you would go ahead and hit continue, and there are edits built in place to help if you leave anything out or something's not right. So in this case, I had two things. I didn't choose the student grade level, which is a required field. And then also, the second disbursement date must be before the loan period end date. And that's, because I changed the loan period end date, that's what caused that. So now we have this, a summer loan and a disbursement scheduled for next January. So we could, say, go ahead and cancel this and have the full amount go for the date in August. So again, once everything looks good, we can go ahead and hit continue. It would give you kind of a little preview here of what you're certifying. It's going to be, one disbursement on August 7th for $15,000. Total certified amount is 15, but the total requested is 20. So you can go ahead and hit submit, and it will give you a little indication that it's processing. And then you'll get the loan was processed successfully. So we could go back into the loan detail. And another thing I wanted to point out, so maybe, you wanted to come back in and certify this loan for the additional $5,000. You could search by the student's SSN or name. And before the loan is, before the disbursement goes out, you can always come back in and make these adjustments. So maybe in this case, it really wasn't a summer loan. It was meant to be for fall, a full year 2021 loan. And so maybe we want to add back in, there's this little box down here. Maybe we want to add back in that January disbursement after all. So we could do that here. Maybe we do want to increase it back up. So there we go. We can go ahead and submit it again, and that change will go through. So, it's nice just to be able to come in and make those kinds of changes. The other thing I was going to point out is the loan status report. So this is a way to find not only loans that are awaiting certification, but any active loans from the past year that are in the system. So it takes a little bit to generate this report. So you'll see here, if you wanted to go back in, there's certain loans that have been withdrawn, partially dispersed, approved for disbursement, and you can look for loans this way. And if you clicked on it, like for example, this one, you'll see that they're missing the self-cert. So that's the loan status report. If we go back to we can also view, this is where we would view disbursement rosters. So let's see if we have a disbursement roster. So here's a roster. It looked like, and I put in a big date range because I wasn't sure in the test environment. But you'll see some of these dispersed in the test environment on April 9th, one on May 29th. So you have the option here of being able to download this and masking the SSN, or you could show the full SSN. So you say we wanted to mask it, and we could open it in Excel, and then you could do whatever you needed to with the roster. So that's the disbursement roster. So that's pretty, I think hopefully you've seen that it's very intuitive to use, pretty straightforward. You get the notifications for both the email, the email for the certifications and the disbursements. And that's pretty much the portal. One question we do get from time to time is whether schools can initiate refunds through the portal. And the answer is no. We would have you initiate a refund either via a paper check or by sending funds back to us by wire or EFT, and with a transmittal, so we know what student to apply the funds to, and then we would update the portal with that information once we get the money back. So I think that is the portal in general. As always, if you have any questions about the portal, please contact us. Here's the email and the phone number. And as I pointed out in the beginning, there's a lot of information on our website as well under college administrators. So thank you guys for taking time to learn about the portal today.
Great. Thank you, Meg. I appreciate it. And as Meg mentioned, if you ever have any questions, certainly feel free to reach out. We do have really good information on our college administrators landing page and website, and so you'll be able to, learn a lot there, and just go ahead and take advantage of any information that we do have. Meg, one question we do get, and it's outside the portal, but if you wouldn't mind going back to the school administrator page, and we get this on the form a lot, where folks will ask about if they are college administrator page, if they are adding a new school or user. This is your first time doing this form. It's going to ask for your school name, school code, the aid administrator, and then if you scroll down, it's that authorizing officer. So, we ask for an authorizing officer. So if it really, as someone who might be a higher level, but also just a secondary contact with the school. So if it's a loan counselor or a loan certifier that wants access to the MEFA portal, you're going to put your information in the top part, and then that financial aid authorizing officer might be the assistant director in the office, or the director, or whomever. Could be your direct boss or the director. It's really just someone else that we have on file that could basically confirm that you should have access. So we just collect that information, but sometimes folks get confused. They're like, well, is the financial aid authorizing officer going to get access? It's the person's information above the authorizing officer that's who's going to get access to the portal. And so if you needed to grant multiple people access, you could do, again, multiple forms. But that's one question that we do get, and I know folks sometimes get tripped up on that, so just wanted to point that out. And really it's pretty straightforward. We go through it quick, but if you do have any questions, certainly feel free to reach out. But we did want to give you just an opportunity to take a look at this. So I'm just gonna take the view back here, and what I'll say as well is just to make sure to connect with us. The website is the best place for all of you as college administrators to connect with us and to learn about everything on the college administrator side, any updates that are coming along. But more on the kind of consumer side, if you ever wanted to connect with us, we encourage you Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And then certainly, as Meg mentioned, reach out to us. My name, again, is Jonathan, and so myself, my colleagues Stephanie and Darina make up the college relations team. You'll be probably talking to Meg at times. Meg's, heavy on the loan origination side, and on her team a little bit more behind the scenes. But you'll probably be talking to all of us. But if you ever have any questions, go to that college administrator site. You'll learn some information there. Call us, MEFA certify at mefa.org. And there's the website to get in touch with us. So Thanks for listening today. That's all we had. Just wanted to give you a quick overview of the portal. And if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out at any point. Have a great one.